What we have here is a Creality 10S 3D printer. It's been out of the box for about 48 hours or less, and we are about a little better than halfway through the first model. This was a G-code file that was already on the little SD card that came with it. Now, if you get a STL file from Thingiverse or something, you do have to convert it into a G-code with whatever parameters you want. Obviously, the parameters will determine the print quality for the item. Let me zoom in here so you can see how really finely detailed this is. I am just pretty surprised, really amazed. I find that there really aren't a lot of visible lines on that. So it's clearly printing at a very high resolution. Now, this is my very first print on this machine. Everything's been going very smoothly. I just want to talk about the setup for a minute. I would say it took me perhaps 45 minutes to put together. But after that, I found there was a couple things. First thing is this X carriage was wobbly. Now there are these two wheels on the top, and there's a third on the bottom. And basically, if you look right here, see this wheel? It's round all the way, but this wheel looks like there's a nut, and that's basically an eccentric nut that allows you to adjust the tension. So I tried that, and it almost got there, but after putting a straight edge on it, I could tell that this carriage was actually just slightly curved. Now, there are pressed nuts that are basically pressed into the aluminum plate, and I think during that process, they seem to have warped that plate or curved that plate. Fortunately, I was able to basically remove the extruder head and take this off. It wasn't very hard for me to flatten that out, but it is one thing to look for. If the eccentric nut does not get that head nice and snug to the rail, then you're going to have to contact the vendor. Also, the base plate had a very slight wobble. Again, on the underside, there's basically eccentric nuts that allow you to tighten that. So once I got this all set up, had to zero out the plate. That's where these are really big adjusting screws, allowed me to flatten the plate out. One thing that does happen though, based on the way it's set up, if you lift one side, the other side goes down slightly. So what you end up finding is you have to go kind of back and forth, side to side, front back, side side, and then back, to make sure that each of the settings hasn't changed the other one. And once you get to the point that everything is zeroed out, then you're good to go. What else? This came with this blue trim, which I have yet to install. It's really just cosmetic. I do plan to do that later, but really wanted to get this up and printing. So very impressed so far. Creality 10S. Thanks for watching.